Hey folks, Joshua here. Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. When we left off, we had conquered the befouled burrows, defeating the devilish contraption, the living trap, the Uranag, which had hidden at the base of a deep, deep barrow, luring in travelers with a false cry for help and consuming crusaders for decades. With it defeated, our next target was to travel to the core of the riddle, which is a long way away from where we are. So we are going to teleport back to Dresden and take care of whichever things we have to do there, and then head out towards the core of the riddle to find out about that. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, as we've teleported to Dresden here, let's go ahead. It looks like as we've reached the 28th of Neth, we've hit the new week for recruitment, and we have some crusade events to take care of as well. Let's look at those. Okay, so the new one is, there's an event here, the end of the world. Priests of various faiths are asking the commander to banish the followers of a small sect that believes in the imminent demise of Golarion. These doomsayers scorn the gods with their words and demand that everyone bow down before the inevitable end. So we have some choices here. We can send the sectarians on a suicide mission. We can silence them. We can permit them to preach, or we can reconcile them with other priests. Okay, so how does Orlin, the commander, address this issue? So doomsaying is bad for morale. He probably respects their freedom of speech. And how do you reconcile those things? I think silencing them is wrong. Permitting them to preach is probably wrong as well. The respect for freedom is one thing, but morale, like bad morale for the crusade seems wrong. Reconciling them does seem difficult, but you know, it's a good persuasive challenge. If we can somehow get them to work together, that probably is a good outcome. And sending them on a suicide mission is a way to get rid of them while also making use of them. But I don't know if he's that ruthless. I mean, it allows them, presumably the idea there is like, you're free to believe what you want, but if you think everything is inevitable, then you might as well do some good for us and then die on the mission, because what difference does it make? So to be honest, I'm leaning towards either reconciling them or the suicide mission. But in this case, I don't feel strongly enough one way or the other, except about silencing them. So I want to look at the choice effects to see whether they'll influence my decision here. Sometimes the roleplay choice jumps out at me and it's like, well, I'm probably going to choose that. I'll want to see what they are anyway. But let's take a look here. So if we send them on a suicide mission, we get 3,000 military experience. I think that's pretty good. I think military is one of the harder ones to level up here. Silencing them adds leadership points. Allowing them to preach reduces morale by 30, but recruitment growth for trainable units increases by 15% for 30 days. That's actually not terrible. So for every 100 units we could normally recruit, we get 15 more. So like if we normally can recruit 30 marksmen, for example, we can get an additional 4.5, and I don't know whether that rounds up to 5 or 4. Losing 30 morale is not the end of the world. It's not great. If we reconcile them, we get more energy income for 30 days. 90 energy over 30 days. I think it's probably the suicide mission here. I think 3,000 military experience is pretty solid, so let's send them out. If they want to die, if they think they're going to die no matter what, go do something useful for the crusade before the end. The sectarians do not fear death and are always ready for a deadly mission. The officers give them the most dangerous tasks, and this both helps the crusade and satisfies other priests. After all, Dead sectarians start no arguments. Okay. We have some audience members to make here. We do also have... What is this? Defenders of Freedom. Oh, this... Okay. This disappeared for a while? Oh, here it says, will become available again in 5 days. So it takes 2 days to solve? Okay, so every 7 days I can get 3 more Yama Azatas at the cost of 75 energy. And I'm earning 35 a day. That's half the cost, or 35 a week. So that's half the cost, right? 7 times 8 is, no, 7 times 8 is 56. So I'm earning like 2/3 of the cost per week. So we'll slowly grind this down, but we can build up this group and then use them for something once we have a bunch of them. I do think since I've made the investment here, I'm gonna fall into the sunk cost fallacy willingly. And just every time I have this, I think I'm gonna issue this decree. Although the leadership slot we might need for something else. Like this, right to a pardon. We get 30 cultists in the army. No, I think I'd rather build up the Yamazatas. What is this? Diplomacy is kind of busy. Oh, okay, so once diplomacy is done, what's active? Wait. I think we just leveled this up with the 3,000 experience here. Let me see if I come back to the screen, if I get a new thing. No. What do I have slotted? Why does this say diplomacy is involved at the moment? We have events, and then we have decrees. This, okay, here we go. This is, okay, so one day, this is probably using our slot. We can get more Yama Azatas from the leadership slot. I'm assuming this is the same. This is, yeah, this is leadership. This is leadership. Okay. And are we close to a leadership rank up? We are. I need another 1,000 experience in leadership, though. This will take 2 days. All right. I think we issue this decree. And now let's go back to our events here. So a group of awfully suspicious-looking warriors has arrived. They want an audience. And then Markle, a fisherman from the village of Chili Creek, wants to make a request. Okay, this is interesting. Let's go to the commander's headquarters and resolve these 2 events. Since we're here. Okay, who's this gonna be? So Early Sunset chimes in. Now will you look at that, Orlin? Early Sunset smiles wryly. Allow me to introduce Cal Five Knives. A free man from Cheliax. I can introduce myself just as well. A disheveled, dark-haired man weighed down with weapons salutes you. Name's Kel. People call me Five Knives. I'm a free man from Cheliax. I'm a robber and a brigand. Quite a famous one, too. Renowned for robbing Chelaxian nobles and allegedly giving most of the stolen goods to the poor. Secret fan of mine, are you, Feathers? Let me talk to the commander. Then I might be kind enough to sign an autograph for you. Kel turns his eyes on you. If you judge me by Chelaxian laws, I really am a criminal. But I swear, my lads and me have never harmed a good and honest man. Sure, we've taken things, but only from people who were slaves of devils or just plain scoundrels. As for the people we gave our spoils to, they all needed help. That was downright criminal of us, eh? I spit on any law that says so. Yeah, a Robin Hood figure who steals from the rich and gives to the poor, who's evaded the law. I mean, I think we can, get on board with that, right? Yeah, especially if he can help out the crusade. What brings you here, Kel Five Knives?
Things were getting a little too cramped in Cheliax for me and my gang. Local sleuths have been hunting us for a long time, and they'd ferreted out our best hideouts, caught some of the people who helped us and sympathized with us. I didn't want to put any more lives at risk. We discussed it, and we decided to put our daggers to good use somewhere far away. And who's even worse than people who bow and scrape before devils? Demons, of course. Back in the day, we wouldn't have been caught dead fighting alongside crusaders. We knew all about them and their self-righteous ways. But then we heard a rumor about the new commander, how he was better than all the rest put together. That the new commander understood the difference between demanding discipline and demanding folk lick your boots. That's why we came. Let us join, Commander. We want to fight for you alongside your other free crusaders.
Interesting. So we can let him join as a unit. We can let him join Anevia's scouts and spies. We can seize him, or we can just send him away. I think number 2 is honestly Orland's obvious response here. Who am I to drive you away from the righteous path? Join us. Fight the demons to your heart's content.
Good then. My lads needn't have worried. I told them you were the real deal. Hey, Commander. You gonna make me a knight or what? I'd love to see the faces of the Chilaxian big shots when they find out that old Five Knives is a sir and a crusader, free or otherwise.
I only knight allies who sing with passion.
Ha! Fear not.
Kel's first attempt at singing a song is surprisingly accurate and melodious.
Not a bad tune. Mind if we add a couple bawdy verses to it?
Okay, so he should be over at the Court of Whimsy now. And Dorgalinda Stranglehold appears. Dorgalinda Stranglehold salutes you with her bad hand. I feel like I gave her I think she's the scarred one, right?
Amidst the critical shortage of supplies, a number of soldiers who call themselves Fellows of the Crusade have set up a black market in the army. They steal everything that's not nailed down. Trade medicine for swords and spell scrolls for tobacco and rations.
Okay, we've got a black market going. She was our quartermaster, right? Or in charge of logistics?
They know better than to trade, ask for anything from command, so they take care of themselves. And if someone's not happy with the trade, out come the knives. I don't know how to deal with it, except by alleviating the shortage of essential supplies. We could press Mendev for more deliveries, and we need to sort out our storage, build some decent warehouses. Right now, it's a thief's paradise.
An underground market, huh? Well, what's so bad about that? Let them trade things. Let's authorize it. And there won't be a black market, just a normal, legit market. If someone's in need of something, we're the ones who must provide it. We should ask the priests of many different gods. They have wealth and influence. Maybe they can help? They're fighting over food and equipment? Then let them do it. We'll host fights where everyone can prove themselves and earn supplies and gear. Let our resources go to the best warriors. Who are these Fellows of the Crusade? Where did they come from?
Every army has people like them. Crafty folks who are willing to survive at all costs. Keep in mind, these aren't brigands. Otherwise, they wouldn't have enlisted in the Crusader army. They want to free Galarian from the demons just as much as anyone, but choice of methods is indiscriminate, to say the least. Not everyone joins the Crusade out of the goodness of their hearts. Some are hiding from Mendev's judgment. Some are here for glory. Some dream of treasure and spoils. We've got repentant cutthroats, illegitimate children, adventurers, rogues, all kinds. And each one of them is poor and not used to being able to rely on those in power. In their experience, everyone who has any sort of influence is a greedy cheat, and only common folk can be honest. That's why they call themselves the Fellows of the Crusade. They're your fellow soldiers who are trying to make things fair in their own way, and others follow suit, whether they really believe them or they're just doing it as a jest. I mean, who knows?
Okay, so there's a critical shortage of supplies. This group who calls themselves Fellows of the Crusade set up a black market. They steal stuff that's not nailed down, and they're trading away medicine and spell scrolls, tobacco, rations, swords. So it's like if you're a crusader who needs something, these guys can get it for you. But the way they get it is by stealing stuff. I guess from the local citizens, or the problem is the shortage of essential supplies, and that's providing the space or the need for this black market. Yeah, but they're stealing from the crusade to supply the crusade. Basically, they're taking it on themselves to distribute stuff because they don't trust her or us. Well, Jeff, how did you even get in this council? And why not, huh? I'm your man when it comes to fetching the unfetchable, you know? So I figured I could show the lads in your army how it's done. And it never hurts to be close to those in charge of grub and new boots. I'd like to hear about your suggestions in more detail. Dorgalinda, your thoughts?
We need to keep pressing Mendev. Double or triple our efforts if we have to until they finally get proper supply chains up and running. Let the Queen come up with a new tax or make the aristocrats pay up or go into debt. That's not our problem. Nerosian sent us here to win a war. So let's make them take care of our needs. Honestly, at this point, our soldiers don't even have a clean shirt to die in with some dignity if they fall. I don't know. I'm familiar with those misers from the treasury. It's like getting blood from a stone.
Mendev's already up to its neck in debts. You can't keep shaking an empty mug. You'll never get more than 3 drops. And Woljif, your suggestion? Fighting under the counter trade goes about as well as smacking nettles with a stick. Swing all you like, even pave it over. It'll just grow through the stone. If soldiers are trading, it's because they got us, so let them trade out in the open. We'll build them a market, keep an eye on it to make sure there's no tussle, and that the trade's more or less honest. We'll even be able to make a tidy sum out of it ourselves.
The Queen has put you at the head of a disciplined army. Are you sure these kinds of liberties won't hurt that discipline? Turn them into a mercenary gang?
Wendowog? I say that armor, weapons, all of it must go to the best. We'll build a fighting pit and invite any soldier who wants something to compete. The winner walks away with supplies. The loser gets some training and a lesson.
It'll kill the spirit of camaraderie and increase the number of non-combat injuries, which will be another blow to our supply of healing potions. I can't approve of this plan.
Arushale, your thoughts? The churches of many gods support the Crusaders' cause. They heal, bless, pray. If we ask them, maybe they'll help us. They could ease the shortage of provisions and gear. I'm sure that if we build some shrines, the priests won't refuse to help us. The priests are gonna help us? Give me a break. They're only generous with prayers and good wishes. Everything's clear.
So what's our course of action?
Okay, so from a roleplay perspective, he's kind of leaning into what Woljif is saying here. A little bit of chaos never hurt anybody. We do need discipline, she's right about that. But we're strong enough with like us and Regil and Sela, like we can set the example, maintain order. On the other hand, Arushale's idea isn't terrible either. It's a little bit naive. I think Wenduog's got the wrong idea there. And I mean, what Dorgalinda is saying isn't terrible, but I don't know how much we're going to get out of Nerosian. We pissed off the Royal Council. They're already in debt. Galfrey hasn't seen a lot of success in the past 100 years. I don't know if she can wrangle that either. Let's look at the choice effects here, but I think I'm leaning towards either Woljif or Arushale's idea. So if we demand what we can from Nerosian... Oh, this is a little bit something. A warehouse increases finance points income by 100 if it's built next to an inn. Material points income by 1 if it's built next to a supply center. And energy points income if it's built next to a sanctuary. Only 1 warehouse can be built in each fort. I mean, okay. We already have like a supply center and a hospital and some sort of like recruitment center in each fort. And we can only build 4 buildings in most of our forts. So I don't know if we want to get this and dedicate it to the idea of a warehouse. Especially because basically we're putting it next to a supply center. So that's material points income, which we've already built up quite a bit. If we let the soldiers fight, a fighting pit provides a +1 bonus to initiative for all trainable units in adjoining buildings. Only 1 fighting pit can be built in each fort. So we could... how does that work when I have multiple fighting pits and like... If I build 20 fighting pits, do I get +20 to initiative on all the archers that are next to it? Is that like, does that... It's a little hard to understand, but that's not terrible. If we do what Arushale asks, Shrine increases energy points income by 1 and finance points income by 10. Only 1 shrine can be built in each fort. We don't have a great way to increase energy. The finance points by 10 is sort of negligible. It's not great. But energy is like, I think, pretty hard to come by. I just don't know whether we have a huge need for it. And again, trying to build shrines everywhere, we don't have a lot of building slots. And then Woljif's suggestion here, market increases finance points income by 20 and material points income by 1. Only 1 market can be built in each fort. So it looks like what we get out of this is the opportunity to build like a building. So we might not even use this most places. If we were to, which one do we want the most? Finance points by 100. This one's flexible. Material by 1 next to a supply center. Energy by 1. So this gives us flexibility, a way to increase each of those things later on in the game as we get deeper into this and start to understand what we need more. This is purely for combat, giving us bonus to initiative. I might not build that many of these. Like building 2, 3, or 4 of these is probably all we would really need per adjoining building type. Shrines to get energy and a little tiny bit of finance. This is really about energy, which we could we could get that for 2 buildings here if we built a sanctuary, which I'm not sure I want to do. And then if we build markets, I don't think we want markets. This one might be the best one, the shrine, because it's a standalone. We can put it anywhere. Same with the market, but I don't feel like we need a way to increase our materials or finance right now. Whereas a way to increase energy might be pretty solid. I don't think we need the fighting pit. I don't think we need the warehouse. Although we already have a bunch of supply centers, so we can get... The supply centers give 3. If we give up an entire building slot, we increase that by 33%. We get another 1 point. I don't think that's good. So I think we'll go with Arushale's suggestion here, and we may build some shrines in the future. Arushale will ask the priests for help. I'm sure they won't let us down, and we'll arrange for their shrines to appear in our fortress. Let every soldier in need know where they can get help.
Thank you for making the call, Commander. I'll report all further developments directly to you. If we run into anything else that requires your attention, I'll immediately convene the council.
All right, another meeting. Markel. So many strange, terrible things are happening here. Markle, a fisherman from the tiny, peaceful village of Chili Creek, enters the hall. I saw enough horrors on my way here to last a lifetime. But of course, I didn't show up empty-handed. The whole village took up a collection for the war effort. It's not much, mind you, but it's something. We're just doing our part, however small, to help you win the war. Okay, we get a nice diplomacy benefit here. How did you get here? By pure luck, I figure. You're surrounded by all this horror. The land is dead. The trees are all gnarled and twisted. Monsters roaming around everywhere, ready to jump at you at any moment. Thankfully, I ran into a Crusader patrol, and they brought me here. If it wasn't for them, I would have ended my trip in the teeth of some nasty beast. That's for sure. How are things in the village? Everything's been peaceful and quiet. I get wistful just thinking about it. Now I'm kicking myself for being such a fool. Why didn't I just stay home? Oh, what was I thinking? Dragging myself all the way out here to the world wound. But you know, it's just not right. Sitting home quietly, hiding behind the heroes who risk their necks for us every day. So, I decided to pay you a visit. How's Jernon doing? He's settling in, that's for sure. Almost one of us now. Heals the sick, fixes the nets with the others. And before you know it, he'll be learning how to swim. Would you like to stay with us here? No, thank you. Hate to say it, but I'm no crusader. Fighting demons isn't really my thing. I'll get some rest before I head out, take a day or two to look around the fortress. It'll give me some stories to tell. And then I'll head home to Chili Creek. I've already seen more on this trip than I've seen in a lifetime. Anyway, you better come back to see us. We'll be waiting. All right. Thanks for coming to visit. Thank you for defending our peace and quiet. The fisherman bows respectfully. We've gathered up something else for you heroes, but I couldn't bring it with me. It's too heavy to carry. Come to our village. You can pick it up yourself and pay us a visit while you're at it. We're always glad to see you. Well, see you later. Good luck with all the fighting. And off he goes. Okay. So, a lot of stuff taken care of there. I think we need to head to the Court of Whimsy for another rest. We've got... Well, I guess we've got 3 days, but that's probably not enough. Do I want to stick with Nenio for a time? Yeah, we're going to go do one of the magic puzzles, right? So yeah, we'll keep Nenio for a time. No need to work on leveling other people up. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to... I looked this up, actually. If we go to the temple... Arsino has the other half of that amulet that I was looking at. And I can sell her some stuff too. Yes. Oh, what's happening? Okay. I'm pretty sure she has it. Yes, half of the pair, 38 grand. Okay, cool. Nobody's getting killing blows. Come on. We'll purchase half of the pair, and then I should probably go through all of this crap and sell some of it too. So give me a second here. All right, so after selling off a bunch of loot, including accessories and gear, we now have both halves of half the pair and a bunch of money. So if we take a look here, Orlin is currently wearing natural armor +2. And if we give him half the pair, one of the half the pair, we get that circumstance bonus to AC as well as the bonus to attack rolls as long as he's within 2 feet of the other wearer. So if I equip this, AC goes down to 21. But if I then go and replace natural armor +3, we give up 1 point of AC here for a +2 bonus to attack for both Meadow and Orlin. Now,
I tire of waiting.
if I stand next to my horse, not seeing it. Oh, amulet of natural armor. Hold on. What? Half the pair. There we go. It's not showing up here. Maybe if I mount. Maybe it took a second to read. Yeah, there it is. So we get the bonus to AC here. And we get the circumstance bonus to attack as well. Which means our main attack here on Orlin is now 30. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. A nice pickup, right? I think that's worth wearing. Which means we do have that amulet of natural armor +3 to give to, I guess, Justice. Yeah. We can trade up here for... +3 here. She doesn't need the Bardic Performance class. Okay, that puts her armor at 36. Pretty nice. Okay, with that taken care of, I think we head out.
This is my path. Adventures await.
I'm trying to remember. We have something to do with Quarry here. Is it his gloves? Yeah. Yeah, Quarry applies a -2 penalty to AC and sickens enemies. So yeah, this is quite worth doing here. We don't need Fiendish Quarry, really. So yeah, let's head out. Okay. I think we're going to stick with our current party here. Eventually, we'll let Arushale back in, but for now, let's stick with Nenio, especially because we're headed out to do a puzzle. I think we take a quick trip to the court for a rest. Also, we have some recruitment to do since we crossed over, and some army stuff to look at. There may be something available here. Let's swap over to the army real quick and look at our recruitment options. So, we need another reinforcement column here. We do have more those are convicts. Never mind. I thought they were houndmasters. So it's the orcs, or the headhunters rather. The orcs in the cloaks that we want. I don't think we want convicts. I do think we want hell knights. Who are these guys? Bandits? Another ranged unit? They have rapid shot. Makes the first shot twice in each battle. That's not bad. Decent hit points in AC. Pretty solid attack, actually. Yeah, these bandits have a really nice ranged attack. So we want to spend quite a lot of money here. All of this is stuff that we don't have locally, so we're gonna need like 4 armies here. These 3, I guess, are gonna be in the reinforcement unit. And then we need like a second irregular army for the bandits for now. And then we have a search afterwards. These guys are quite expensive. Okay, so we need to do what? Come here. Make a new army by splitting these guys up. This is going to be reinforcements. These are going to go join Nisa at the front. For now, we'll stick the sorcerer in here. Go to purchase into reinforcements. We get the marksman. That's 3,000. Another 840 for the mounted scouts. Now we put the sorcerer back in the irregulars unit. And that gives us space in reinforcements for these guys, who we have just enough to buy right now. And then we wait for our finances to catch up to maybe buy these bandits. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then search and see if we want whatever shows up in this additional slot here later. Okay, so the reinforcements are headed down to Nisa. Yeah, scouts, marksmen, and hell knights. Okay. Let's send them down. Travel. So 15 hell knights, 24 scouts, 30 marksmen. That marksman stack's starting to get pretty powerful. I like that. We're still only considered army strength 7 here, but that's fine. And then we need more finances, and the question is, do we send Nisa out somewhere? In terms of armies to fight, we got a 6 up here that we could go after. What else is on the move? You know what we should do? We should wait until the next gang attacks us somewhere and then send her to deal with that. I don't think we need to be pushing out too far too fast. There's like a 6 here we could fight, and eventually we want to take this fortress so we can get to the heart of mystery. But we have this army to get past, and then this army is nasty. It's got a spellcasting general we have to deal with. I don't think we want any weak units that can get obliterated, and we might want to build up our hospitals first in some of our fortresses. So we need more finances for that. So for now, we're going to leave Nisa here. If morale starts to drop, we can take this army, or we can march on... Where's the other 6? We can march on this one. But other than that, we're going to hold for a couple of weeks and build up our forces more, I think. There's a 4 down here. These guys are probably on the move. Yes, they are on the move. Okay, so the question is, which pathway are they taking? They're coming up here. Looks like they're going to come towards Winter Sun, and we're close to them. So if they take a turn somehow and head towards Canabras, we can move. But for now, let's wait and see which path this gang is taking and maybe face them. Should be an easy win. Okay, back to the party. Let's head to the court. We can take a look around and see if there's anything anyone wants to say to us. I don't think so. We haven't been invited to come back. Although we did add this new group here. Oh, there's a bunch of people standing around. Okay. Focus in Aranka. The new bandit guy is here. Kel Five Knives is here. Okay. Oh, there's like a... What's happening? There's an earthquake.
I'm glad you came, Thal the Wallflower says, tearing himself away from some calculations. Something incredible is going on here. Ever since 3 new creations appeared in the court, the whole ridge has been shaking. Magic's been behaving very oddly, and everyone's been having strange dreams. We can all tell something's going on, but what, we just don't know. The entire court has assembled, for the first time in quite a while, too. Usually someone's gone for a stroll, or others are off hunting demons. It might be hard for such a motley group to live in harmony, but we're trying our best. The court has brought us all together. Since we're all here, would you like to do something? You know, something you really want to do. Last time you did a thing like that, you made a garden appear on barren rock. Something else is bound to happen this time. Okay. Look at these options. Stop hiding my silly little power, come out and show yourself, start dancing, or there's a tried and tested method for that. We'll sing the Song of Elysium. Scaranthal and his Treants join in with enthusiasm. Kel Five Knives effortlessly adds a boisterous note to the song. And this time, instead of trying to be the lead singer, Aranka simply weaves her voice into the chorus. Hold on. Look at him like Michael Bolton rocking out on the flute here. Amazing.
Like, he's really doing it. He's really going for it. Play to your heart's content, Orlin. Let's see what happens. All around the ridge. Is the entire court rising into the sky here? Holy mackerel, what? It can't be. Are we flying? More like floating. Wallflower is calm and collected compared to the others, but his eyes are alight in a way you've never seen before. Our court is now a floating island. Oh, Orlin, is there no limit to the wonders that happen around you and because of you? Many more wonders lie ahead. Trust me. We do! Ilka's voice is so ardent it could set brushwood ablaze. The other free crusaders echo his words. I can't believe this is all for real. It's just awesome. But, Wallflower, please tell me you have a couple levitation spells handy for us to get down safely? The strange power that dwells within the commander has transformed an ordinary ridge into a wonderful floating island. This happened in no small part thanks to the Free Crusaders who've created something truly special on the base given to them by the commander. Okay. Dope. Very cool. We can head directly to the Citadel. We can exit the area. We can go around and talk to people. I do wish there was a way to zoom out and see even more. Oh, here's the pond that the Netherese created. I think we need to take a second here to wander around and chat. Okay. Who thought it was a good idea to hang a hammock at the edge of the ridge? And how are we going to prevent brave gnomes from using it as a swing? You people are all amazing. It's like Desna herself kissed each of you. As soon as you gathered, a little Elysium started to emerge around you. But if you hadn't saved us, we never would have wound up here. We would never have wound up anywhere at all. Without you, there'd be no court. But without us, you never would have heard the song. We all helped each other. And Ronka looks into the sky with an enigmatic smile. Desna is playing a beautiful melody, and we, all of us here, are like the notes. If even one of us were missing, there would be no harmony. But together, we can reach for the stars. Okay. Let's check in with Kel Five Knives and his bandits.
I like it here better than in Cheliax. Demons aren't as cunning as devils.
Who else can we chat with? The halfling warriors are here, but none of them seem to want to actually say anything useful to us. Where are the Val halflings? Where are the Val halflings? Okay. What else is going on here? We've got this new thing over here. We'll check that in a second. Ah, this guy's finally... No, this is still the horse. Maitress or Maestro, anything new? Place is inspiring. Horse does nothing. I swear there was a halfling who wanted to talk, who like had things to say to us. But I don't know what happened to him. We've got the pond now. Can't seem to interact with it. Scarenthal? Hopes like a sapling, must be nurtured. Maitress. Careful there, Commander. I dropped my explosive reagents somewhere around here. Then again, I may have just eaten them accidentally. I kept them in the same pocket where I keep my chocolate-coated nuts for snacking. Anything new for sale? No, it looks like it's the same set of stuff she's always had. Okay. No comment. Look down there. Who is down there? Is there more of them down there? I guess there is. What else we got going on? Regular Treant says the same thing. Someone has been rearing up on a horse here. Okay. Oh, the cavalry sculptors are down here.
Let us be off.
They have anything new to say? There's like a named cavalry sculptor, isn't there? Yeah, nothing here. Okay, I think that's everything. So we can just rest now. This takes us directly to the Citadel. That's the area exit. So I guess what we want to do is rest at the pond, wherever that went. Where'd the pond go? Over here? Yeah, we'll get our Sweet Dreams buff. Another Scroll of Haste is fine. How many volumes are there going to be in your encyclopedia? I bet if you stack them one on top of the other, they'd be as tall as a tower. An excellent question, Paladin Girl. First, we need to decide which tower we're using as a comparador. Hey, everybody gets their buffs. We finished this. Order the Crusades Craftsman to improve a relic. Okay. We got some experience for it.
We'll make things right.
Let's mount up.
I will help where I can.
I stand ready.
Do our buffs. And we can figure out where we're going from here. I guess we go back to the Citadel here. That's a free 2 hours of movement, I guess. There may not be an easy, like how do we actually get back to the court now? How do we travel there? I guess the same way, or maybe there's a new door here that lets us like travel or teleport or something. Well, if there is, I don't see it. All right, let's manage our crusade affairs. Ah, the loading screen. The humble loading screen. Everything is ready for the relics augmentation. Faultless Daybreak. Okay. The return of the Faultless Daybreak is a sign that promises victory to the Crusaders. The glow of this holy relic, put on the commander's gear, will fill the souls of brave warriors with hope and their hands with power. It's necessary to decide on which item it will be placed. So we can place it on a heavy flail. We get the heavy flail of the Faultless Daybreak. So bludgeoning is not like, and flails, two-handed hammers, not something that we've spec'd into. This is an intermediate step of relic creation. We can get a light shield here, possibly for Sela. This may be the way to go. Light shield of the Faultless Daybreak, or we can grab some scale mail here, some very good medium armor. It's mithril +3, and it can be expanded further. 8 AC on medium armor isn't bad, but who would we give this to? I think Orland's wearing like something with 11 AC on it, but Faultless Daybreak may turn out to be fantastic. Orland could wear this. Wenduog could wear this. I guess technically Sela could wear it. I don't know about Arushale. I'm not sure about her. She's a ranger, so probably. But Ember and Darren definitely can't. Sela can always use a good shield. We don't have anyone spec for two-handed hammers, so I feel like it's a bad idea to put this on the heavy flail. So it comes down to the shield or the scale mail. 5 max dex, 0 armor check, mithril. Like, this seems like it would become a pretty good piece of armor. But would I rather have it be a weapon in Sila's hands? We only have one shield user, which means this would definitely be for her. I think the versatility of the scale mail is a better choice here. All right, let's go with the scale mail of the Faultless Daybreak. Commander's servants have carried out the decree. Okay, so now we have other decrees. Still working on that. Development of the Art of War. This is a level up, I guess. Yeah, this is, I think this is leveling up the military. Let's issue that decree. And then... Do I want to burn some finances right now? I feel like we still want to do more recruitment. There's more relics to work on. Why are all the relics evil? I mean, I guess we're recovering them. Some of them not necessarily. But yeah, most of them seem evil. Hopefully we can turn them into non-evil relics. But I don't want to, I don't want to spend any resources right now because I want to do more recruitment. You know what? I know I just buffed and everything, but why don't we skip a day here? Okay, we got 3 more Yama Azatas, and we saw the military council we have to meet. We saw that there are 2 armies on the move here. This gang is coming up towards Winter Sun. And then there's another one up here that's on the move, I guess. Coming up in this direction. So we should probably intercept this one first, once they get past these guys. All right, let's come back to that. We do have a new decree here. 550 and 50 to augment the relic. 5 days to solve. Is that worth it? I think probably. Like right now, it's an okay piece of scale mail. I want to see how it finishes. All right, let's issue the decree. That cost us some money there. That's okay. Look at the campaign. So yeah, this army, this gang is making its way up to like here, I think, ish. Let's send, Nisa's got her reinforcements, right? Let's send her down to Winter Sun to intercept, maybe? We could send her here. That army, we don't have to fight them, but that we can hold that line. I don't think this army's gonna move. But let's put her in Winter Sun for now. And when that army moves again, we can be ready to intercept. Maybe we even come as far as here. Yeah, okay, put you there. The other army that's moving is coming towards Gloomy Gorge. They're weak, but I'd like to move Nisa up to the gorge if possible. I don't know if she's going to be able to, to make it there by the time the army gets there. So we might have to reinforce with the snipers here. In terms of recruitment, I don't have enough finances for this pickup on the bandits yet. Let's hold off on that. Okay, back to the events. I think we need to meet with the council now. I do need to keep building as well, but I'm trying to recruit here. All right, let's deal with the level up to the military council. And then let's get on the move towards the riddle place with the slabs. Here we go. Okay. Captain Odin. Commander, we've managed to defeat Karamzadeh's host. The remnants of his army have retreated to lick their wounds, and we must use this opportunity to go on the offensive. But right now, our army is not fully prepared to begin such an expansion. The farther we advance into enemy territory, the more we'll need strong and mobile cavalry. I propose we replenish our forces with light cavalrymen. Mendev could offer us plenty. There are many lone paladins on Galarian like me who travel and help the needy. Shall we call them to our aid? Cavalry is a crucial element of the army, one that's difficult to replace. Mendevian knights often sacrifice their defense in favor of offensive power. It's time to put an end to this wastefulness. All riders must be encased in heavy cuirassier armor, so as to avoid unnecessary losses.
Why don't we call the wild raiders from the western steppes? They're descendants of fleeing Sarkorians, and they hate demons for destroying their homeland. A promise of vengeance and loot is all it would take for their tribes to join us.
Oh, you joined the council.
In my long and productive life, I've taken assignments involving knights and nomads, and other targets who enjoy prancing about on horses. And let me tell you, the hardest of those targets were hedge knights. They're true dogs of war who don't have a homeland, but what they do have is experience and a sharp blade. If you need cavalry, I say they're your guys.
Raybor, you're not a soldier. What are you doing here? Raybor puffs his pipe. After a short pause, says with dignity,
True, I'm not a soldier. However, I have a better understanding of killing than most. Besides, the fact that I'm not a professional soldier means I can offer you a fresh perspective and give you advice that would never occur to a career officer.
Let's drill down on these opinions a little bit. Sela, what advantages do paladins offer? The gods have blessed them with strength, protected them against darkness and corruption. They spend their whole lives training and performing great deeds. Destroying evil is what they live for, and it's what they do better than anyone. Windowog looks as if she's ready to spit on the floor. She hisses through her teeth.
You think those do-gooders understand anything about true slaughter?
Windowog, who are these raiders from the steppes? How did you learn about them?
I heard about them from Well, he called himself a horse trader, but I quickly realized he was just a common horse thief. His goods were worth a look, though, and the trader himself was interesting. Brash, sinewy, his eyes fearless. He had clearly come from a hardy people. I wanted to find out where to find people like him, so I asked him about his homeland. When Sarkoris fell, many barbarians fled to the west, onto the steppes. The land is barren there, life is miserable, and one has to roam, stopping at nothing to survive, including robbery, be it from a stranger or your neighbor. That is how the barbarians have lived, generation after generation, and their harsh struggle has purged all the cowardice from their forefathers, from their blood. They're now a people of savage riders, ruthless robbers, and skilled masters of survival. Raids have become their main trade, and the most respected warriors among them are those who return from battle with the most loot. If you become their leader, my lord, some of those trophies will be yours.
And the success of our campaign will depend on them? It's possible that we're better off not using cavalry at all than asking for their services. Regil, why do you advocate for cuirassiers? There's a certain breed of fighter who thinks that the glory they win on the battlefield justifies any amount of risk. That may be acceptable for them, but it is not acceptable for their commanding officers. Wasting cavalry in daring attacks only saps the strength of our own army. We must see to it that all riders are equipped with the best armor, the kind that will provide the highest chance of survival on the battlefield. I would also advise against recruiting any glory seekers or protectors of high ideals to serve as our cavalry, for the aforementioned reasons. Captain Odin prims his lips and says forcefully, "The riders of Mendev aren't accustomed to fearing for their hides. Your demands, Regil, may lead them to believe that you don't trust them, or even worse, suspect them of cowardice. Captain Odin, what are the benefits of light cavalry? Light cavalry may be inferior to knights as far as equipment quality goes, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. First, the lightness of the armor gives them maneuverability. And secondly, many noble offspring who have battle skills and a fast horse but can't afford expensive armor will gladly answer our call, eager to earn glory with their feats. So long as they don't flee the battlefield first on those very same fast horses, they're lovers of glory and easy victories. Greybor, what makes hedge knights so good in a battle?
I once had a contract to kill a highborn baron, a famed warrior. Never went anywhere without an escort. So I prepared an ambush for his entourage on a forest road in the dark. The screams of that baron when he and his horse fell into the spiked pit, and above him there was a slaughter going on. I showed myself, split open the head of the nearest guard, and darted into the bushes. They followed right into my traps. Crossbows, wooden stakes sticking out of the ground, all sorts of things. Arrows flying about, everyone shouting. They made such a racket they scared themselves. They thought they'd been hit by a whole gang of assailants. In any case, the knights who served the Baron because of their oath got the jitters and bolted. Even his kin. But the two hedge knights he hired fought like wild beasts. Those were worthy opponents indeed. It's simple. They know that if they don't win, they don't get a single coin. Hedge knights are seasoned folk. They've been around. Dangerous, too. They fight for victory and gold, not for honor or glory. They don't care if their tactics are cheap. If they can kill the enemy, they will.
I doubt the people you've described even have the right to call themselves knights. I'm not keen on fighting side by side with someone who sees the crusade as a chance to make a fortune. Everything's clear to me now. Okay, so we've got a choice here. I don't think we want the cuirassiers. Heavy armor is not really what we need. We already have the Hell Knights for that. Mounted scouts that we have get promoted to these guys. So the mounted scouts have 44 hit points, 13 AC, weak attack and damage. The cuirassiers have 377 hit points, 23 AC, but weak attack and damage. They do get damage reduction as well. So this is a very tanky unit. Like I said, I'm not sure what we want. The paladins, I think we've already seen. We do have two of these lying around. And we've seen they're stronger than the mounted scouts. They have speed and some AC. They have a decent attack, much better than the scouts, and they come with healing. So I do like these guys. I do like the paladins. The hedge knights, I think we got a decree for this from something recently that we can get like 30 of these or something. Let's take a look at these guys. 151 hit points, 19 AC, much better attack and very good damage, plus critical strike and battering ram attack, which I like. So compared to the paladins, slightly better AC. Let's see, speed 18, hit points 91, AC 18. Speed 21, hit points 151, AC 19. Yeah, so they're tankier than the paladins by a little bit. They're faster too. And then 21, 16, 10 to 21. (2015) 15 to 22 versus 21, 16, 10 to 21. So they actually have, I think, they have slightly more to hit, but slightly less damage than the paladins, right? Am I reading that right? I wish you could bring these up. Can I like bring these up side by side? No. So it's 2015, 1522, 21, 16, 10 to 21. So slightly lower average damage, slight like +1 to hit, but they are tankier. They have this critical strike, 1 in 5 attacks deal more damage, and they have battering ram. They get a bonus to attack. Whereas with the paladins, we get the lay on hands. They do have the battering attack and smite evil. Yeah, so the paladins are a little bit more likely to survive the hedge knights are a little bit more likely to survive. The paladins have a little bit less speed and survivability, but they do a little bit more damage and have healing and smite evil. It's a toss-up between those. The raiders here, a lot of speed, a lot of health, decent AC. Again, weaker attack here. They have spoil. They provide money after destroying an enemy unit. That's fun. That's an interesting one. So another decent-ish stuff, although the hit is less. And then light cavalry, weak, very high speed, modest damage. Yeah, I think the raiders here are interesting, but I think it's between the paladins and the hedge knights. It's a tough choice. I think what does it for me is the hedge knights have slightly higher attack and almost double the hit points. They have more speed and AC. I'm really torn here. It's a tough choice. Smite Evil's handy in some engagements, and Lay on Hands is always good, but the 91 hit points, I think, is what throws me. Like, I'd rather have 151 so that when we're facing, and like, I know I said I don't want the cuirassiers because I don't want tanks, I want damage. These guys have kind of the best damage, but the hedge knights have better to hit by a little bit, and the survivability against like enemy spellcasters with more hit points AC. I think I'm going for hedge knights here. We'll pay hedge knights as much as it takes.
These people may not have given any oaths or solemnly sworn their loyalty, but they fight far better than most. With that, this meeting of the military council is adjourned. I'll brief the officers on the expected reinforcements immediately and see to it that our available stables are expanded and properly refitted.
Okay, so that's that. I guess we head out. Unless, is there like a way to travel to... If I go to the exit, can I travel directly to the court?
Follow me.
No. So what are we doing now? I think we're wrapping up the episode now is what we're doing, but the plan... So I guess the main thing that happened was that the court flew into the sky. Interesting, we're up here. Let's check our armies real quick. Yes, all of our mounted scouts turned into 32 hedge knights here. Okay. They're a very aggressive unit. I think maybe we actually hide our archers behind. Instead of being off in the corners, we hide them behind these units. You're the most vulnerable. Then again, an opener to a fireball like that could be really bad. Yeah, you have even more speed than the Hell Knights here. I don't love the shield bearers at all. Like, they're very tanky, but they're so slow. Is it maybe better to have you defend them? Have the Hell Knights... Have the cavalry in the middle, like that. What's our strength here? We're still at strength 7. Okay, we're waiting for this gang to approach. All right, okay. And then how many can we recruit per week? Oh, what's this? Church guards. This is new. Oh, so what? If we build a shrine? What do these guys have? Fairly tanky, fairly slow spellcasting unit. They have a decent attack, plus 17. Aura of Onslaught. Allied units within a radius of 2 squares gain a plus 3 bonus to attack for 1 round. Not bad. They have a Dispel. I don't know if they, it says it's a spell casting unit, but I don't know if they have a ranged attack. I guess we're gonna have to buy some of these and find out what they are. They're expensive, 415 for one. But yes, we can get 12 hedge knights a week instead of the crappy mounted scouts. If I build some stables, that goes up, right? We still probably want to recruit these bandits. I like the short bow. You can get 17 of them. Like, the problem with buying all these like one-off units in the mercenaries is like, you can't really use them until you have a decent sized stack, and you buy them piecemeal, and then it's like, you got to hold on to them and they do nothing until you can build up a stack. I mean, we have some random reserves that we can pop into an army here or there, but it's kind of annoying that they're like, here's 15 different types of unit. You can have 3 of each of them. But it is what it is. That's what the game is. Over the course of the whole camp of the next like 80 hours, I can probably build up decent stacks of them. It's a slow process. Church guards are new. We also need money to like build more units. We need to conquer more forts. Like, there's tons of stuff to do, but not today, because I think that's the end of the episode. We are gonna head next time to, where is it? We are going to head to the core of the riddle. It is a long way to go here. We can get started. It takes a day and 11 hours. Okay. Start traveling. And let me just stop there for now. We're gonna definitely see a random encounter along the way, but we're well over an hour now. So I'm gonna wrap this up here. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the various decisions that I made and choices. There wasn't a lot of big fights in this one. But lots of cool encounters, and obviously the entire court lifting into the sky and becoming a floating island is a pretty cool choice. If you haven't played the Azada Path, maybe you didn't know that happened. Hope it was as cool for you as it was for me, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye.